So this is my PQ regional qualifier list that I made top 100 with. Ray Tarkentown still feels very, very strong into the current meta. I don't think I would have changed anything in this list looking back. Um, Obviously now I'm going to make some changes to see how I'm going to feel going into the PQ and do some testing with some new stuff. But overall, very happy with the way I performed. Just unfortunate losing the winning in on day 2. So to break down the matches, round 1, I went into it expecting to play meta decks all day. And overall, I'd say I did. Round 1, I played up against Kira Data Vault. Game 1, he beat me pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. I think I just had some really bad timing on force throws that could have been better. But game 2 and 3, I just slammed one crate dragon into another crate dragon, and he couldn't keep up. He couldn't find Devastator. He couldn't find Avenger. He couldn't find anything that was really going to help him in that match. And I had 2 good timed pillages. Overall, that game felt very, very, very one-sided into my favor after sideboarding. Round 2, I went into it sitting down and seeing my opponent take out Quinlan Tarkentown. I was praying that he wouldn't know the kind of the tech that some of the Ray players have figured out into that matchup to help us, because it is a very, very, very not good matchup. So we sat down. Game 1, I ended up winning. He didn't know how to combat Ray Tarkentown. He had never seen or played against it, which had surprised me. Game 2, I got him 3 points away. I had a solid board, and he then I honestly don't know how it happened, but I just couldn't get a unit to stick anymore. He completely took out my board with really good timed force throws, and I couldn't come back, which is unfortunate because I know I could have won that matchup or that match, but going into game 3, I was still pretty upset. I don't know. I know better, and I lost my composure. Not towards him or anything, just like internally. And I couldn't reset going into that game 3, which ended up hurting me in the end. And he ended up beating me pretty bad. It was very one-sided. I didn't stand a chance. So right before game 3, I ended up taking a walk around the convention, kind of trying to reset. And round 3 starts, and I play against another Kira Data Vault. I 2-0 that with ease with Crate Dragon. And then my opponent he was pretty upset, but he wasn't upset with me. It was just the fact that he couldn't deal with the Crate Dragons. Going into round 4, played against Boss Green, or Boss Data Vault. I was pretty nervous going into that one because I didn't know. I haven't played against Boss Data Vault prior to that event, Not in a very long time. I don't think I haven't. I don't think I played against it since the end of set 3, or not 3, 2. So I was pretty nervous, and game 1, I was able to handle the crate and the devastator that he threw at me, and then when I threw my crate dragon down, he couldn't get out of it. Um, and then game 2, on the on my 5th resource turn, he had the initiative. He started with playing resupply. I didn't have a unit on board. He didn't have a unit on board. Um, and I was going to claim, and I had crate, Luke, pillage, and a village protectors in hand. And I didn't want to go into my 6th resource turn for the Rey deployment, and so I threw the village protectors out, not realizing that he was going to play price on your head on it, and he pinged with Bosk, and the shield off, and then deployed and killed the village protectors, claiming it twice. And going into my 6th resource turn, he slammed a crate dragon down. I had to claim before, hoping I could draw something to kill it. I ended up drawing Rival's Fall, had to play it. Then I deployed Rey, and then after that, I don't know what happened with him. I just slammed a crate dragon down, and he couldn't answer it. He just couldn't come back from it. He played great. It was unfortunate that he couldn't get any units or any removal after that. I definitely feel like if he would have saw a Devastator, that game 2 was going to be his. I was definitely going to probably lose that. Round 5, I ended up pairing up against a Sabine Tarkentown deck. I haven't played Sabine Tarkentown, and so I went into that one like pretty curious on what I was gonna see and what was gonna happen. I think my opponent didn't really know how to play into this matchup, but he started off strong. He's played 501st Legion and to a Mr. Bones, and all I had was a Moisture Farmer, and I had put an experience on it, and I got the initiative. So I ended up swinging my Moisture Farmer into the Mr. Bones because I didn't want to take the risk of something happening. And then that Moisture Farmer just lived. It didn't die, and then Yoda came down, and then Kanan came down, and I just restored out, and I didn't let him keep a unit on board. Going into game 2, he did the same thing, but I had opened off with Sabine. He was not expecting, not that he wasn't expecting, I don't think he realized I could use Sabine's ping on attack ability against the Mr. Bones. And after that, I could kind of tell that he realized he made a mistake and he shouldn't have done it. And from there, I played 2 village protectors and he conceded. I felt pretty bad, but overall, it happens in some days. But it was definitely a rogue deck that I was not expecting. Going into round 6, I sat down against a CAD Tarkentown, which I feel like is a very 50-50 matchup for Rey. But I got 2-0'd very fast. I was not expecting to see how fast he played. It was not a normal CAD Tarkentown list. It was very, very low to the ground and very, very fast. It definitely killed me, and I didn't know what to do. Going into uh, round 7 at this point, I'm now playing for day 2, trying to stay alive because I'm already X2. Um, Played against Aquilin Tarkentown, 2-0'd him very fast. I don't think he was very experienced into the red blue heroic decks because he really didn't know what to do against it. Every play that he did, it just it just felt like my players were stronger. Uh, and every time I passed, he would play a unit, then I'd play a unit, and then he tried to get one above me by saying when I went pass on turn 1, he claimed in game 2, and I was perfectly okay with that. Going into round 8, played against a Boba Yellow. If you play Rey Tarkentown, uh, or if you play Boba Yellow, you know that matchup is not a good matchup. I ended up 2-0ing him, finishing with 0 points on my base both games. It's very easy for us to distribute the indirect damage onto our units and then or some on the base and heal it back. Moisture Farmer is a really good card in that matchup. Same thing with Yoda. I'd say Luke, but overall I didn't I didn't see Luke at all. I saw him. I played him like 4 times. Saw him like 5 or 6. Um, Going into round 9, uh, played against someone on the Canadian team. He was piloting Vader Yellow, the Set 4 Vader. I already felt like I had a pretty good matchup into that. I was going to make some sideboard changes for it, but I was too tired on Friday night, so I decided not to. I'm kind of regretting that decision, but you live and you learn. So game 1, it was definitely in my favor. And then he played Lurking TIE Phantom, and I couldn't see Luke. And that Lurking TIE Phantom ended up killing me. I couldn't see Concord. I couldn't get anything to handle that, and I couldn't heal out of it. Going into game 2, I played in Concord Dawn Interceptor, or I went Moisture Farmer, Experience, and then played Concord. And then the very next turn, I played Entrenched, and then I played another Concord and Entrenched, and then he conceded that game. He just knew he couldn't get out of that. Going into game 3, kind of like how in game 1, except for I forgot to mention this, he needed a top deck Surprise Strike in game 1 in order for him to win, and he did it. If he didn't, I was gonna win that. And then in game 3, same thing happened. Came down to pretty much just racing him on the ground while throwing a space unit here and there at him. And he claimed after realizing that if I claimed, I just win. So he claimed, and all he needed was Surprise Strike. He flipped it over. He didn't even draw them. He just actually flipped his 2 cards because we both knew it. That's what he needed. And he drew it. Ended up winning that match. Great guy. It was a phenomenal time playing with him. We talked a little bit afterwards, and he definitely felt like I was going to win that. Sadly, it was just my winning into day 2. He ended up making day 2. I'm pretty sure he didn't do too well into day 2, but the just the fact that I lost to a perfectly timed surprise strike. Uh, Again, if I want to lose like that, or if I want to lose, I want to lose like that, where it's super close and I have it in the bag, and he needs to top deck the one card to win. I got Vader to deploy on the ground all 3 games because I had Poe out, and he didn't want to just throw Vader onto a space unit to watch him die. Um, it was just unfortunate. If I would have seen Luke in that matchup, I feel like I would have won. If you don't know Crate, I feel like Crate's pretty bad in that matchup. He's usually one of the first cards I side out. Because we probably won't get to that point. We'll probably get to 8 resources, and the game will be decided. But overall, I would say the MVP card for me was Cray Dragon, 100%. It Me barely seeing Luke, and seeing Cray Dragon just made the biggest difference in the world. I think I'm taking the system shocks out. I thought I would like it. In testing, it felt strong, and now I'm gonna go to just 2 confiscate. That's what I want. And then the next card, I think I'm taking out Chom. He felt fine, but I never needed him. I didn't really get a test with him. I didn't see any Hans, which is what I was actually hoping to play against a lot. There were a lot of Han Green Data Vault decks that I wanted to play against them, and I just didn't see them. So I think Chom's coming out also of the sideboard. I don't know what for quite yet, but the deck still feels very strong. I'm going to take it to the 2 PQs that I have coming up on the 7th and 14th in the Des Moines area. If you're going to be there, come say hi, ask me questions. If you guys have any questions, comment, leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the future.